Hello everyone, this is Wade from High Tech Legion, and with over 1,000 videos uploaded, if you haven't seen it here, you may not have seen it anywhere. In this video, I'm going to be giving you an overview of the Thermaltake Armor Revo mid-tower case, showing you all the little details, interior, exterior, and giving you the specifications for the case. Also stay tuned for the component installation video. So here we have a look at the front of the Thermaltake Armor Revo Gene mid-tower computer case. What we have here is the typical of the armor styling is the aluminum wings here on the front. You've also got mesh filtering here on all the front bezel here, along with the Thermaltake logo here. You have an external 3.5-inch drive. The cover pops out easily by squeezing the two sides here and goes back in, so it's reusable. You also have 4 5.25-inch drive base that are external. Same thing, you squeeze the sides and they pop out very easily. Behind this panel here, you have a 200mm fan with a blue LED in it that will shine through when it's running. And right here is a breathing style logo, so it has a breathing effect when the system's on. Here on the top of the case we have a hard drive dock which supports 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch drives. We've got our power button, a hard drive indicator light, reset button, headphone jack and microphone jack, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.0 ports. And we've got filter mesh here on the ventilation with a 200mm fan here exhausting air out of the system. You can swap this out if you'd like for 2 120mm fans or 120mm and 140mm fan in the top with the extra holes that are here if you'd like. Though the 200mm fan is larger and is going to push more air at a quieter level if you'd like to use that. So on the back side here we've got 3 grommets for liquid cooling, and you've also got a 120mm fan to exhaust air out of the back here. Your side panels come off with thumb screws. You've got 7 expansion slots which all have thumb screws on them. There's a hole down here too which is held down with a thumb screw. You pull the thumb screw out and the hole down pops off to hold the your PCI Express cards in place. You've also got a little locking mechanism here that you can run cables through if you have like your headset and stuff like that at a LAN party and you don't want your peripherals to be snagged. And your power supply bottom mount section here. The thumb screws on the side panels actually stay in the side panel, so when you loosen them up they don't come out all the way, they just pop out of place, so there's no need to force them out of place if you're working on this case. And then on this side of the case you've got a side window, and you've also got mounts here for another 200mm fan. You can put a 140mm or 120mm fan here as well, and you have your headset holder that folds down if you'd like. Definitely a nice feature, so you're not kicking your headset all the time and dropping it on the floor. So let's take a look at the inside of the case now. So here we have the inside of the chassis. You'll also notice that there's large feet here that fold out on the bottom to raise the case up a little bit and help with ventilation. There is a filter on the bottom as well that slides out to filter your PSU, and a 120mm fan mount here if you want to put a intake fan on the bottom of the case. So I've already untied all the cables here. You've got 3-pin fan connections for all three of the fans that are in the system, and you've got your HD or your USB 2 connection here, as well as your HD audio connection for your front panel. You've got flat connectors here for the rest of your front panel, your power switch, reset switch, hard drive LED, and power LED. A SATA connection for your hard drive dock at the top, and you've also got a 4-pin Molex connection here that powers the hard drive dock, and a USB 3 header connection here. You can see the 120mm fan on the back a little bit better here, and also the 200mm fan here on the top. The other 200mm fan is in the front, and you've also got your locks for your 5¼ drive base. These are really easy to use. You just push the button and it lifts them out of place. Then you slide your drive in and let go and move the drive around a little bit till it clicks into place. And then you have your 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch drive base. You've got 4 of these here with the hard drive docks. You got rubber grommets on the side of the hard drive trays so to help reduce the vibration. So you've got 4 screws that would hold a 3.5-inch drive, and you've got 4 screws on the bottom that would go in for 2.5-inch drive, and then these slide right back onto the track. There's also an additional drive tray here that can be used for your external 3.5-inch drive, and there's another small drive tray up here that you can stick another SSD in if you need to. On the back of the case here, you have your motherboard tray, and you've already got standoffs in place for a micro ATX installation or an ATX installation, a large heatsink cutout, and cable management holes here as well with rubber grommets on them to help hide the cabling that you're running through. On the back side, you can see the motherboard tray a little bit better and the cable management holes. So you've got a little bit of room here behind the hard drive trays for your cable management purposes, and you've got plenty of room here behind the motherboard tray to fit anything that you need to get into place and close the side cover easily. You see that everything is fairly neat right from the factory. This is run through from the factory, and then I just untied all the twist ties on the inside of the case. Finally, we have the accessories that are included with the case. First, we've got some movable ties for keeping your cable management neat. We've got screws for case fans, as well as the power supply that are included. Screws for your optical disk drives and your 2.5-inch disk drives, as well as a nut setter for making sure your standoffs are tight. Your motherboard screws, a speaker or buzzer, 4 washers for water cooling, and your screws for your 3.5-inch drives. You've got a little product warranty policy, as well as a multi-language manual. Gives you all the information that you need for installation. I hope you enjoyed the overview of the Armor Revo Gene from Thermaltake. For the full review, please see www.hightechlegion.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, stay tuned for the component installation video. Take care.